Hi everyone. I think it's fair to assume that like everyone here works in mobile, either as individuals or in the teams, small or big. And there are changes happening in these teams, in products and architectures that are affecting our lives. And as we know, those who don't learn history are doomed to repeat it. And Atlassian went the long way with mobile, and I think it makes sense to learn a little bit on our successes and mistakes. So back in 2014, we had 0 mobile applications on the market. As of today, we have 6, available on 2 platforms and soon to be 3. Our mobile North Star in 2014 was like to build a talent pool for enable success for Jira and Confluence, our 2 main products back then. Release Jira and Confluence in 6 months, and establish mobile platform that will enable mobile growth for all the future mobile products to come. So just out of curiosity, how many people actually think that we succeeded in these goals? Like, can someone raise a hand at least? No? Okay, like you're about to be right. We actually released the first mobile products in 2016. So it took 1 year to envision, 1 year to deliver, while our original plan was like to deliver in half of a year. I think that it just shows that mobile is hard, and if someone is saying to you that it's not, like, please have a talk. I'd explain that it's not so easy. Like, and to have all these goals in place and tailor all of them together without the people at the beginning is challenging. But we did achieve something. So we built our small pizza-sized teams for Confluence and Jira. It actually was 1 team that working on both projects. We established the continuous integration and delivery from day 1, because we were a team not of 1 person, but like multiple people, and minimize the engineering overhead on delivery all the way to production. And we got our platform foundation in form of the reusable libraries wrapped into the Cocoa Pods. So everything in Jira and Confluence was reused, but maintained by the team of Jira and Confluence, not by the separate team. These were like obvious opportunities. So we wanted to deliver much better quality, much faster. And we want our platform to satisfy requirements not only of Jira and Confluence, but of the products beyond our existing portfolio. Obviously, like all these asks was around building the platform right, because our platform naturally evolved from some code base that was reused between the 2 products. And we did more investment into the platform. We got a dedicated team. We got the architects. We started to build something that will enable us to grow. And in 2017, we got a significant return on investment out of the platforms that we got. So we acquired Trello, and we were able to onboard Trello into our authentication and analytics very fast, exposed all the critical business metrics to our platform for analytics. We minimized the tribal knowledge because platform enforced on us all the right best practices to follow. And we were able to deliver much deeper user experiences for some critical functionality, like authentication, because there was a dedicated team working on this piece of software. But there were still a lot of challenges to overcome. So our product wasn't as deep and advanced as a mobile web, as a web products that we had. Not every feature was available. Some of the features were available but were totally different. Users were confused. And there was like enormous amount of complexity in the mobile products delivery enforced by the data model of our big brother. It includes both like Jira Confluence, like all the APIs that we had, they were like not mobile ready. And I believe that like everyone had similar challenges in the companies that are not mobile first, and Atlassian wasn't. So that's a very common organizational structure in the big companies. And I, on purpose, did the square on the left a little bit bigger than the square on the right. There is a huge amount of people working, talent in the product, in design, in engineering, working on some initiatives, and they are as big as the whole mobile team for each individual initiative. Meanwhile, mobile need to deliver the same, but by much smaller amount of talent. We saw it not as a mobile-first strategy, but kind of like mobile-behind strategy back then. And obviously, the organizational structure that we had in the company didn't set up us for success. We need to change not only architecture, but the organization. And the organization will change our architecture, do it as following the Conway law. So a lot of teams in Atlassian right now going through this transition, but I will focus on Confluence as I'm a Confluence team member. So we moved mobile to the teams, work together with web and the backend engineers, working together with the dedicated product managers and designers. We literally like multiplied our design and product management talent, and we provided direct access to other engineers who work on the similar functionalities. That's allowed to scale the amount of talent that we have enormously. So we got all company attention on mobile. We understood how to scale the teams, but that's created other problems. We were not ready architecture-wise. So we, with our advanced platform, started to see very interesting challenges where platform works with platform and the product is just a glue in the middle. It actually provides all the dependency but doesn't add any sort of user value on top. Like the product engineers were like integrators, not actual like engineers per se. And these engineers become our release gatekeepers. So the single team was in charge for delivery of the end user value produced by the whole company. It's kind of unfortunate because there is an obvious bottleneck. So like we were suppressing some value delivered by our platform. And all those engineers were working in a single code base. Yeah, like so how many of you are dealing from time to time with merging conflicts in the project file? Yeah, like happening pretty often. Thanks for raising a hand back there. Yeah, so, but imagine like this problem multiplied by 10 or by 100, where you have much more engineers working in the same code base. That's definitely not what you want to experience. And we analyzed our architecture, we analyzed our platform, we analyzed our code base of the product, and we understood that there is one piece of architecture missing, which is a platform integration level. Imagine that every piece of architecture, either its platform or the product, have the same level of value and impact and able to be packaged and delivered to production independently. That's what we did. Obviously, this is an oversimplified description of architecture that we have. But we don't see the platform component for authentication as different as a screen for the notifications in Confluence or Jira, or the analytics model, and so on and so on. So we can package each of the platform dependencies into its own module. And these modules can initialize other modules and other modules and other modules because we know that like everything happening within the environments. Either you're authenticated, you have access to one set of services, or you're not authenticated, you have another set of services in place. And this integration layer is delivered as a module itself. And it's responsible for orchestration of integration of every piece of the functionality that's possible to deliver. That enables us to put separate teams behind each module, put separate repository, or still monorepo, depends on the preferences. But still, we are not modifying the same code altogether. We're able to deliver it on the separate tracks, on the separate timelines, on the separate release schedules, and at the end, aggregate into the single product and deploy it in production. With all the changes that we made, I believe that's pretty much explaining the questions that all of us have. How come that some companies have thousands of mobile engineers working on the single mobile product, and how they scale? You need to put in place scalable organization. You need to put in place scalable architecture. You need to have a platform components in place. That's all what Atlassian already did. And with this model in mind, we delivered 6 products to 2 platforms. And that's just in 5 years. I'm looking forward for the next 5 years to come. Thank you.